next speaker. I'd like to introduce all of you to our next speaker, U.S. Senator Amy Klobuchar. Our next speaker has earned a reputation as an effective, results-driven legislator willing to reach across the aisle to get things done. During her time in office, she has been known for her common-sense leadership and championing of bipartisan bills. She was also previously ranked as one of the most effective senators in Congress. In the U.S. Senate, she has been a strong advocate and partner of Minnesota's Hmong community. That is why she is leading a bill that would award the Congressional Gold Medal to Hmong veterans in recognition of their courageous service. A longtime friend of the Hmong community, it is my honor to introduce U.S. Senator Amy Klobuchar.
Thank you so much. Well, thank you, everyone, and congratulations to Mayor-elect Her. And I am just so excited to be here with all of you. I just came in from Texas, where there's a lot going on there, but they have no gala like this, let me tell you. And I wanted to get back here to thank you for your leadership, to think of what you've done for 50 years of progress, and most importantly, thank you to the Hmong Committee of 100. I have always believed that our strength as a community comes from the diversity of our people. And I am so proud to represent a state with one of the largest Hmong populations in the United States and the largest Hmong population in the world. That is all of you. And at a time where we have seen criticism of people that have come here from other countries, where this is in the national news every day, I would say to them, as I look out in this room and I think of what you've done in 50 years, that immigrants don't diminish America, they are America. And that is all of you. So we know the story. We know how 50 years ago, many of you or your parents or your grandparents came here leaving behind homes, loved ones, whole lives ripped apart, whole communities, generations before you ripped apart. And you arrived here with really little more than hope. But that hope, that's what made our state stronger. Through your work, you are creating educational opportunities. You are telling the world that Hmong Americans can lead. I say with pride our huge number of Hmong legislators that have been elected in Minnesota. When I was in Texas last night at this event, there were members of their Asian American community. You know, they think they're larger than life. But they came up and they said, there is nothing like Minnesota for the community. You have worked. You think of what you have done in these 50 years. You've made our state stronger. You've served our country in the military. You protected our neighborhoods as first responders. You have become nurses. You have become doctors. You have become lawyers. You have become, not all of you, but some of you, Olympic gold medalists. That was, by the way, one of the most fun things that I did was when Suni Lee came back and we all waited for her at the airport. That was an absolute blast. And people in the airport were coming out as we waited for her plane that were just regular passengers leaving. And we're all there with the flowers. You were there and cheering, and they would be like, I just got off my plane. I'm just trying to go home. But she was just, what a force she is. And it just shows us once again what this community and the pride this community has given to us in these 50 years. I have shared with some of you my own personal experience with this. My daughter went to Tuttle School until I got elected to the Senate, and her class was majority Hmong kids and Somali kids. nearly actually every other kid in her class besides her. And at one point, I got invited to a birthday party, she did, and she was only like in 6th grade, and the parents were Hmong, they couldn't speak English, so the older sister helped me to figure out where it was to drop her off, the directions, da-da-da. And I get to the house, and there's all these kids there, and I walk in the house, and the walls were covered there were 3 daughters, 3 sisters in the family with their perfect attendance records for every single month since they were in 1st grade. And that is pride in a community. That is parents that are bringing their families along in this community through a lot of difficult things. So I think one of the things we need to do when we look at the past is not forget it, good or bad, right? And one of the ways we honor the past is to honor our Hmong and other Southeast Asian veterans who served with American troops. And that is why we are working on this medal that you just heard about, the Congressional Gold Medal, because they put their lives on the line during that war, during the Vietnam War. A very, very difficult time for our country, but we still must honor those who served with us. And for me, I've actually translated what I've learned from all of you through the years, through all the ceremonies, through the stories of that sacrifice into today. And that's why I lead the bill called the Afghan Adjustment Act to help our Afghan allies that stood with us during the Afghan War. When Hmong, Laos, when people came from Vietnam with nothing on their backs, our country did take them in. It wasn't easy, right? But we did take them in. They had a path to citizenship, as we call it. And that's why so many of you are here today. Not so right now with the Afghans. They were interpreters. They served next to our troops. They risked their lives. They were engineers and they were medics. And when that war ended, a bunch of them came to our country, thousands and thousands of them. And they have been here in limbo with no path to citizenship. So I have many times now given speeches on the Senate floor for my legislation that I have with a number of my Republican and Democratic colleagues, and especially saying to this administration now, look what happened when we took in the Hmong. Look what happened when we've taken in people as refugees over the centuries, when World War I, World War II, when we brought people here, what they're doing now. That is our country. And so the example that you've set, I hope, will be the thing that puts us over the edge to help other people that come to this country in search of hope, because you are a shining example of what is good. So will we celebrate these 50 years of your incredible progress that the nation knows about? The nation knows about our new mayor. The nation knows about the number of legislators starting way, way back. But we also want the nation to use this as an example of the good that immigrants bring to our country. You are that shining example, and here's to the next 50 years. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Senator Klobuchar. The next person that I'm going to bring up is super influential to the Hmong community. He is my mentor. He is the one who paved the path so that at least I know that I had something to look forward to. Nửa ý tù tuổi thơ là một cỡ của thần màu. Họ nói là nửa ý tù cứ là một băng của ha. Nửa tàu là một lũ tinh lòng chỉ cho cụ là một tàu. Dr. Hmong David Tao. He is the first and only board-certified Hmong plastic surgeon and the founder of Woodbury Plastic Surgery in Minnesota. He is a proud graduate of Brown University and the University of Minnesota Medical School. He completed his general surgery residency at St. John's Hospital, the one in Detroit, not the one I work with. And he went on to do his plastic surgery fellowship at Summa Health Systems in Akron, Ohio. Dr. Tao is dedicated to advancing education, leadership, and health within the Hmong community. serving as the board chairman of the Hmong Medical Association. Dr. Tao's journey embodies perseverance, service, and pride in heritage. He continues to inspire and to mentor the next generation to dream boldly and to pursue medicine with heart and purpose. I present to you Dr. Yumeng David Tao.
All right. Good evening, everyone. What an amazing event. Everyone looks so stunning tonight. If anyone asks you why y'all look so beautiful, you just say, that's my doctor up here, the plastic surgeon. All right, now I got everyone laughing. Okay. Nhớ rằng thọ trình đau cú yêu hà lu mika cú bao tại bên mua bên tu lâu to nó ha cú cha lu mong là mẹ giảng lu gì cho cú. I am truly honored and humbled to receive this recognition from the Hmong Committee of 100. 50 years ago, our parents and grandparents arrived in this country with almost nothing except courage, faith, and the hope that their children would one day live a life filled with opportunity. They endured pain, loss, and uncertainty, but they also rebuilt. They replanted and they rose. The progress we celebrate today didn't happen by chance. It is a harvest of resilience. It is the fruit of unity. And it is the reflection of love. Love for family, love for culture, and love for community and the generations still being shaped. So the question is, what will the next 50 years be like? In medicine, I see only one word: hope. I see a future where Hmong physicians are represented in every specialty, from neurosurgery to cardiology, from pediatrics to psychiatry, from rural clinics to world-renowned medical centers. I see Hmong scientists leading breakthroughs, Hmong public health experts shaping policy, Hmong researchers solving the challenges that affect our community. I envision a global presence, Hmong physicians practicing not only in the United States, but across the world, bringing healing to wherever they go. And just as important, I see all of them returning physically, emotionally, spiritually, to serve, to uplift our community. The next 50 years will not simply be about individual success. They will be about building systems of care, strengthening our cultural understanding of health, mentoring the next generation, addressing health disparities and mental health, and ensuring that our elders, our children, and our families receive the care that they deserve. And I want to say this clearly. I believe in our young doctors. I believe that they will lead with skill and with compassion, with knowledge and with humility, with success and with service. So tonight, I accept this honor, not for myself, but for all of us, for those who came before us, and for those who are yet to come. May we carry forward the hope that carried our parents across oceans and mountains. And may we continue to rise together as one community, one family, and one future. Thank you so much.
I just want to take a quick minute to also, Dr. David, to let you know that we all grieve your father and that we appreciate everything that you continue to do, but also we grieve the loss of your father, so thank you. As you all know, we have an incredible number of success stories across literally the globe. And tonight we cannot commemorate each and every one of them, but I want you to know that this list and our number of speakers who are here, this is by all means not a selection process that we decided on, top to bottom. It really was about accessibility and trying to get people here from different places. So I just want to let you all know that we are so grateful for our speakers tonight. And I have to say that tonight, this is one of those rare occasions where all of you have been so quiet and so generous and so tender with your attention. And I really just want to say thank you for that. And again, you have definitely been spared my Hmonglish translation. So, and up next, we have Colonel Yi Hung. Colonel Hung was born in Laos in a refugee camp. He arrived in the US. He's a proud graduate of the US Military Academy, of course, West Point. He devoted nearly 3 decades of distinguished service as a US Army officer. His leadership spanned key operational acquisition, contracting, and logistics roles, including oversight of Abrams and Bradley combat vehicle programs and major operations within the Army and Defense Logistics Agency. Colonel Hung deployed 5 times of support missions in Bosnia, Herzegovina, Afghanistan, Kuwait, and Iraq. His honors include the Defense Superior Service Medal, Bronze Star Medal, and the Armors Association Order of St. George. He holds a master's in acquisition administration. He's a certified federal contracts manager, and he serves on the boards of 2 nonprofit organizations. And most importantly, he actively mentors future leaders. Please join me in welcoming Colonel Yi Hung.
Dajong, good evening. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to share a few words. I have been retired from the Army for 7 years now, so it is an honor and a privilege for me to wear this uniform again. What I share tonight are my own personal views and do not reflect the views of the Army or the U.S. government. My story, like many here, begins in the mountains of Laos. My father served with the special guerrilla units during the Secret War. He carried the weight of service, loss, and sacrifice. But he also carries something more powerful, hope. Hope brought us to the United States in 1976. We arrived with nothing, but the belief that if we worked hard, the next generation could go further than the last. And in many ways, I am standing here today because of the courage of a man who never imagined that his son would become a U.S. colonel. My 27-year career from West Point to deployments in Bosnia, Afghanistan, Iraq, and Kuwait, to overseeing the production of combat vehicles and leading major logistics and contracting organizations was only possible because of the foundation that my parents laid. So when we talk about the next 50 years for the Hmong community, I see the same equation that shaped my military success. Sacrifice plus opportunity equals possibility. In the decades ahead in my field of the military, I see Hmong Americans not just serving, but also leading. More West Point, Annapolis, and Air Force Academy graduates. More officers and enlisted members dedicated to a lifetime of service. And yes, perhaps one day, even a Hmong American general officer or admiral. My father served in the shadows of a war that was never fully recognized. My hope is that our children will serve in places where their contributions are not only visible, but also essential. The next 50 years must bring full and permanent recognition for our SCU veterans. Honoring them is protecting the truth of who we are. And for our community to keep rising, we need strong institutions, nonprofits, scholarships, leadership pipelines, and mentorship programs. These institutions are what ensure each generation stands taller than the last one. Our children will shape the next 50 years, but success will not happen automatically. We must mentor them, challenge them, and open doors for them, just as my father opened doors for me, through sacrifice and belief. And we must elevate both our sons and our Hmong daughters with equal urgency and purpose. In closing, when I imagine the next 50 years, I see a community rising not by accident, but by intention. A community inspired by the bravery of SU veterans, strengthened by refugees who became citizens, and propelled by the limitless potential of our youth. We must honor our past, invest in our people, and lead with purpose. If we do these things, then the next 50 years will not only be bright, they will be the proudest moment yet in our remarkable story. Ochanao, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Colonel. Taneno Mongla, I'm going to announce my next speaker. So, if you didn't know by now, all Hmong people are related. So the next one is actually my aunt as well. So, I'd like to announce Dr. Paku Yang. She's an educator. Dr. Yang holds a PhD in organizational leadership, policy, and development from the University of Minnesota. Dr. Yang serves as interim president of Normandale Community College. She also started her career as a faculty at Century College and has held senior leadership roles including provost, vice president of academic and student affairs, and vice president of student affairs at Century College. She has over 2 decades of experience in higher education. She is a champion, deeply committed to uplifting communities through education and opportunity. Please help me give a warm applause to Dr. Paku Yang.
Nyajong, good evening. Guya Dr. Bakuya, Dashi Guya Niejeling Ya here. And I want to give honor to my mom and dad, my late father, Nambe Vateng here, Maincheng Ya, and to my father-in-law and my mother-in-law, Yaka Jotong and Chaiwa. It is such an honor to be among this stage with all of these esteemed leaders, I want to start my remarks by sharing a quick story with all of you. When I was a little girl, summertime, how many of you lived that life? Oh yes, I see all these hands, great. I remember we would wake up really early, it's 4 or 5 in the morning, and we would put on our long pants and our long shirts, and we would go to the garden. It would be so hot all day long, and by the time that we went home, it would be dark again. I remember there was one day, and my dad said to me, if you don't want to pick cucumbers your whole life, then you better go to college so that you can sit in an air-conditioned office. My father believed that education was the key to success in America, and he never wavered from that. But he believed that education wasn't just knowledge for knowledge's sake, but that it was the key to opportunity, to stability, and to economic mobility. That belief shaped the course of my life, my own educational pursuits, and my professional calling. As Dr. Vang Botanuhaina, our progress in higher education has been extraordinary. In 2000, fewer than 3% of Hmong Americans held an associate's degree or higher. In 2 decades, by 2020, that number nearly tripled to 26%. This is especially driven by Hmong American women and young adults. More than half of Hmong Americans aged 25 to 34 now hold a bachelor's degree. And Hmong women are leading the way not only in undergraduate achievement, but also in graduate and professional degrees. This is a powerful testament to our community's strength, perseverance, and the belief in education. As a proud Hmong American, having served 23 years in higher education, and now currently the interim president of Normandale Community College, I carry this legacy with me every single day. I worked at Century College for over 2 decades, and when I was there, 20% of the students there were Asian American, the majority of them Hmong students. I worked tirelessly every single day to ensure that our policies, our programs, and our decisions uplifted all of our students, but especially our minoritized students. Today, my leadership is not only focused at the college where I serve currently, but also in all opportunities where I have a voice, whether it is at the Minnesota State Colleges and University System or across national higher education public policy. As we celebrate our first 50 years, we have so much to be proud of. And as we look at the next 50 years, we must acknowledge the challenges ahead of us and the opportunities and promises of what is to come. The degree attainment of the Hmong community still lags behind the general US population. 23% of Hmong Americans aged 25 and older have a bachelor's degree, compared to 32.8% nationally. Among Asian Americans, we remain underrepresented in higher education leadership, faculty ranks, and postgraduate achievement. While more than half of Asian Americans have a bachelor's degree or higher, only 1 in 4 of Southeast Asians, including Hmong, have reached that milestone. So what must we do? What are the promises ahead of us for the next 50 years? In higher education, We must invest in pathways to college access and completion, and especially for first-generation and low-income students. We must build culturally responsive institutions that honor the diversity of our students and empower their voices. And in the Hmong community, we must elevate Hmong leadership across academia, policy, and community development. We have a lot of Hmong professionals working in higher education. I am so proud of that. Most of them are in student affairs positions. I would love to see more faculty members and leaders in administration. And we must ensure that every Hmong student sees college not just as a possibility, but as a promise. And this is especially true to support our Hmong males to pursue their degrees. Like my father would say to me, I would say to all of you, education is more than just a degree. It's a gateway to economic mobility, civic engagement, and generational change. So let us honor our elders who paved the way, celebrate our youth who are breaking barriers, and commit ourselves to a future where Hmong excellence is not just the exception, but it is the expectation. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Paku. The next person that I'm going to bring up brings back a lot of nostalgia for me because when I was in the projects, I used to sit with my family every Thursday night to watch Gekong Xie. The next person is Senator Feng He, politician. Inspired by his family's legacy of public service and leadership, Senator He was elected to Minnesota State Senate seat for District 67 in 2012. Senator He is currently the Senate DFL Assistant Majority Leader and the Chair of Environment, Climate, and Legacy Committees. Senator He works on legislation to honor and to preserve the Hmong culture. His projects include Hmong Lao Veterans Memorial at the Capitol, Hmong Plaza at Phelan Lake. Senator He has been a resident of St. Paul, Minnesota for over 34 years. With a master's degree from Rochester Institute of Technology, he began his career as a computer programmer, followed by television, producing the first Hmong television, Gekong Xie. Senator He.
It's hard to follow the line of people who speak before me. Those are key leaders in our communities. And I try to be short as I can here so that people have fun. But for the 30 years, I lived in St. Paul for 30 years. I'm going to go off script a little bit. And I've been in this room about almost every year since the last 30 years here. But tonight we make history of this room. It's the Hmong hot chili pepper, the first time ever. So now back to my script here. I'm honored to be recognized by the Community 100s for political success. And in politics, one's success is all success, and vice versa. I appreciate all who signed up to serve the public. And every Hmong American step up for the responsibility of representing our diverse society of today. We as Hmong people have a lot to offer to our governing body in city as well as state. We came a long way since 1975 from the Agony Award to American success. The first 2 decades of Hmong in America was international politics of our elder, fighting for safe passage to those left behind in Laos and Thailand. It was the early 90s that Hmong Americans embarked in local politics in St. Paul, held by the Democrat Farmer Labor Party, or the DFL. A decade later, 2001, our abilities and influence expand further to the state level. And I came to the scene of politics in 2023, after many years of helping number of elected official, video work, like Dr. Lucky said, Gekongxie, volunteering and helping people. My late wife often reminded me to keep me grounded in humility. And she said, despite my many challenges, I am a person of kind heart and quiet in nature, that I don't belong in politics. I don't belong in the harsh landscape of politics. But I should and I must be in politics to fight for the poor, be a stronger voice for the marginalized, and insert diplomacy as my strength. As an imperfect human being, I remain steadfast to the code of diplomacy. Life moves on. I miss her dearly. I have the love for arts and care for the environment. So in case, if some of you don't know, I worked very hard for the last 10 years just to become the chair of the Senate Committee, Environment, Climate, and Legacy. And I just got where I want to be. So more progress to come. More progress to come, and this is a self-fulfilling that I want to show that I'm Hmong American. Love the people of Minnesota as well as our entire wildlife and nature. And that's only my self-fulfillment, but I know each and every one of you are the same way. You come out forward helping people because you love Minnesota. You love our wildlife, you love our natural resource. And the question before us is, what do we envision the next 50 years for Hmong American progress? And my answer is, the galaxy is the limits. When I came to office in 2013, the political trailblazer of our community had already retired, all had retired from office or transitioned to new endeavors. And leaving me up there being the lone elected official, Hmong American elected official in the entire country. There was a short period of time. To my surprise, in the recent 10 years, there's an upheaval of Hmong candidates across the country running for office, challenging incumbents, trying to make a difference, and miraculously won their races. There must be a God or the force, spiritual force of those who shed their blood, and our ancestor must be behind it. Now, I almost lost count of how many elected officials of Hmong American descent in our state, and I think it's at least 19. And the progress continue, and we must continue to work hard, inspire the next generation, uplift everyone's life, and diligently participate in our DFL caucus, and recruit young delegates and election judges, as well as motivating voters. Committee 100 will play a big role in recruiting young delegates and election judges for our political progress to be robust. Hmong American, this is home now. Minnesota is our home. St. Paul is our home. And if you think otherwise, just look at the next mayor of St. Paul, who is a mother, a 21st century Hmong woman. So set root wherever you are and into whichever foundation you are a part of. 50 years from now, most of us here in this room will not be here, but continue to deepen our roots further. As people of diaspora, we tend to move or ran away from our enemies. But run no more, my people. Run no more. Help others who have suffered the same as we have, no matter of their race and background. Uphold democracy. Improve the environment. Give back to society. And most important of all, keep education at the highest level for our children. And I want to shout out to our public school, our charter school, Hope Academy in my district. Yes, we forgot about them. We mentioned all of our progress, but we forgot our school. So I have to shout out to them. And thank you for the recognition. O Chong Dao Dao. God bless you. God bless America, as well as the Community 100 and the Hmong people. Thank you very much.
We are near the finish line, everyone, so stay with us as we just have a couple of more speakers. I do want to take a quick minute to give a shout out to my mom. My mom is watching from Dallas, Texas, and I just want to say hi, Mom and Dad, because I know you all, Hmong people are everywhere across our country, across the world, so hi, Mom. And at this time, of course, I want to talk about Hmong women. Just a very quick moment to just tell each and every one of you, especially our Hmong women, that we have a very long way to go to be recognized and respected across the board within our own families, within our own communities, and across the country. And that's why I have the privilege of just taking a moment to bring up Natalie. Kia Ya, she grew up in Rhode Island. She is a Hmong American entrepreneur. She's a leader, a mother of 4, a grandmother of 4 beautiful grandchildren. She was born in Laos, raised in the Ban Vinai refugee camp, and she came to the US in 1979, by the way, the same year that our family did, with nothing but courage and determination. She was married for more than 31 years until her husband passed away from cancer. And today, she continues her journey as a proud widow who carries his legacy forward. This is someone who never finished college. Natalie became a successful businesswoman, launching multiple businesses before becoming the owner-operator of 2 ever-popular restaurants in Virginia, the Chick-fil-A franchise. And her life is a testament to resilience, faith, and the power of perseverance. Let's applaud her and all women business everywhere. Natalie, please come to the stage. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Nhớ trong đó này số linh số tù nít tua cộng bé mòn nọ trong xe chắp lờ. Tại sư cú hai lùm cái giả lỡ thế. Cho họ vô hai mong tan thọ là hai chữ to tan thọ trả Nè họ chỉ tao của cho Monglish. My name is Natalie Kia Moore Yang. I am the daughter of Nova Moore and the granddaughter of Naikongsuko Moore. He's a man who worked with the CIA and U.S. aid, bringing life, saving support to our Hmong villages in Laos. Even if you don't know who he is, your grandparents or mother and father does. Because of his courage and sacrifice, my family was given the opportunity to come to America. For that, I stand here today with deep gratitude and honor. I stand here before you not because I'm special, but because I refuse to give up as a Hmong girl or woman. For a girl of Hmong women in our Hmong community, back in my days when I was young, we were looked down upon. We were not, our parent does not see us as successful people. When I was 12, I was watching cartoon one Saturday with my siblings. And my dad, he yelled at me. He said, "You are a grown-up young girl. You should be working, doing other things instead of fighting to watch cartoon with your siblings." As a Hmong girl, if you're that lazy, there's not gonna be any Hmong man out there that's gonna carry a TV in front of you for you to watch. I told my dad today, "Dad, remember those words? I tell you today, I did not need a man to carry a TV in front of me because I watch my own TV." But because of those harsh words, it makes me strong because I lost my mom in the refugee camp when I was 6 years old. Because not having a mom and all the struggles of having a stepmom and the stuff that my father said to me, it made me stronger. Losing my mom was hard, but God knows that I can survive that. So I decided that losing my mom, I don't have a female figure to follow, a mother to love. But being in business, one day, I think that is the only way that I can stand on my own. And at a young age, I always wanted to start a business because to me, if I can be successful in business, I will reach the American dream. I was arranged to be married at a young age, but I told my husband I want to own my own business one day. Of course, I did not finish college, but because my family is the priority. So I started working, and then I opened my first business 25 years ago. And 16 years ago, I got the honor to open a Chick-fil-A. Remember that when you're in business, it's a struggle, it's a sacrifice. You get no sleep. You work 16 to 18 hours a day. You sacrifice time with your families, your children. And as a Hmong person, you are sacrificing community time with your other families. Of course, being successful and being able to stand up here, you have to understand, I sacrifice a lot. As I look around the room tonight, I see so many incredible, successful Hmong entrepreneurs and leaders that is probably struggling the same way. Just to name a few of the industries that is represented here tonight, like restaurant owners, realtors, real estate investors, bakeries, brokerage, real estate developers, alterations, hair salons, nail salons, and shops. Our people are thriving now, but it's hard. It's a hard journey. But we are only getting started. This past 50 years, we just started. We're not done yet. As we look towards the next 50 years, I see the Hmong business community rising even higher. An influence in the community, and leadership, in your business, building leaders, developing leaders, and in the impact that we make in every community we touch. I see more Hmong-owned companies growing, succeeding locally, and competing globally, not just in Minnesota or in Virginia. I see leaders mentoring the next generations, carrying our value into rooms where major decisions are made and our voices be heard. And I believe this with all my heart. We must not only chase after success, we must choose excellence. Because success can come and go, but excellence endures. Excellence is who we are as the Hmong people. Excellence is the standard we choose every single day. And when we commit to success, or excellence, success always follows and you will be successful. But more importantly, our impact becomes everlasting. The next 50 years for the Hmong people in business are not just about success, they are about significance. After lifting others, building legacies, and honoring sacrifices of those who walked before us. And remember this, we don't have to live life, business, or services. We get to have a choice. We get to build businesses together. We get to lead and influence the next generations. We get to rise together. So let's keep going. Let's keep dreaming. Let's keep building. Let's keep lifting one another because we are better together. Because we are Hmong. We are strong, we are faithful, and we are unstoppable. But always remember, we are Hmong, and the best is yet to come for the next 50 years. Thank you so much.
I would be remiss if I didn't ask my sisters at table 3, who are journalists, Hmong journalists in this state, to please stand. Laura Lee, Boa Xiong, formerly of CARE, Panya with Fox, Attorney Mamois, Mia, Alicia Moi, all of you, thank you so much. These are powerful women who inspire me. And again, these are our Hmong American journalist in the state of Minnesota.
The next speaker is not only the last one, but I've been once told that the last speaker follows last because he encompasses everything that has come before him, all the speakers. Tonight we have chosen these speakers simply because they truly are trailblazers and they have broken barriers. Adam Zhujiayang is a judge in the 2nd Judicial District here in Ramsey County. This is Judge Yang's 7th year on the bench. In 1998, he graduated from Hamlin University School of Law and started practicing in 1999. Judge Yang practiced for 20 years before entering the bench in 2019. Judge Adam Yang is married to Dr. Teresa Tao Yang, who is the principal in the St. Paul School District and adjunct professor at Concordia University.
Thank you, Dr. Lucky Yang Wang. That was a great introduction for me. I'm not sure if I can.
Our community, future wealth, sustaining generations of young Hmong Americans to a place that would be elevated with prosperity really starts with financial stability, financial freedom, business, and entrepreneurial spirit. He has continued to live up to those goals and those ideals. He was that young, visionary person, creative person, even when he was that bit naive, but very goal-oriented, purposeful 18-year-old. He has led a path, a career that has lived up to his goals and has helped so many folks along the way. And so really, Ku's first steps began when he was 18 years old and has led him to be this incredible, spirited entrepreneur and businessman here in our Twin Cities and beyond. And so please help me give a warm welcome to Jay Ku Vang, our final speaker.
It's a marathon, guys. We're getting there. Thank you, Sophia, for those kind words. Thank you, Dr. Vang, for the specific events, the losses, and the impact that has brought us here today. What started as an exploratory meeting between Bill Lair, General Anderholt, and General Vang Pao at Tatong Taviang around January 6, 1961, set in motion a series of events that will profoundly impact the Hmong community in ways that we can never imagine. However, the series of events are one that we are familiar with as a community. It is a cycle that our people have relived for generations. It is the same footsteps that our ancestors have walked. It sets us on a journey of unimaginable losses, opportunities for rebirth, a path to prosperity, and most importantly, a sense of hope. 14 years of a secret war on behalf of a nation that denied its existence. 50 years in a country that did not want us because they presumed we lacked the ability and skills to make it here and would be a burden to America. And yet, here we are. Look around, and I know a lot of you guys are out there having some drinks, so come back in here and help us look around, right? Against all odds, just like our ancestors before us, we have not only survived, but we are thriving, we are competing, but more importantly, we are positively contributing to this greater community. The only constant in life is change. Change is upon us again. We are at the precipice of the next technological shift. Artificial intelligence has the potential of impacting lives in a more profound ways than any of the previous technological shift in human history, starting with the steam engines of the 1700s, railroads, telegraph, mass assembly, and the stock market of the 1800s, electricity, telephone, automobiles of the early 1900s, computers and the internet in the late 1900s, and currently smartphones, cloud computing, and social media. As you can see, these shifts are becoming closer and closer together. This new world will bring about opportunities that we cannot fathom, but also add challenges that will test every fiber of our being and will be the greatest test for our community in this land of individualism. To best position the Hmong community for success, it is critical that our preparation and our core value remains the same as it has been in the beginning and passed down to us for centuries. My mom passed away a number of years ago, and during the preparation of her funerals, we had gatherings at my brother's house. There was a gentleman that kept coming by, talking to us, helping us along. Never met the man before, never saw the man before, but he was there all the time. As we got closer to the funeral, and as the funeral started, I pulled him aside one day and I said, I really want to understand who are you and how are you related to us, or if you are related to us, and why is there such an interest in my mom's funeral? You see, my grandmother died before my dad was barely 2 years old, so we never knew my grandmother. And this gentleman who told me his name was Nya Hyung Yang, he said, my grandmother and his father were brothers and sisters. In the Hmong relationship, the Hmong extended family, that means we call him Tzi Nya Hyung, which means father Nya Hyung. The minute you add the word Tzi or father to that name, the connections of generation came together. That is the strength. Luju the bitch could in Jamoya beke could take a naked jang. Luju no ya luju could job pelu okay talk to pemo they make. Luju no ya luju could pelumo celebrate talk to petao jong. Ya pemo yo nya okay chicho hyong tande. Bây giờ tao tổ bé cái này cái trang của chính kiến, thọ từ bé bông bé cái này cái trang là, để bé bông bé mông là, nè. As many of you travels, I don't know about you guys, but for me, when I travel, and I see a group of Asians, you can kind of tell if they're Hmong. You don't know how, but you can kind of tell if they're Hmong. And then when you hear them speak Hmong, even though we're from Minnesota, the largest concentrated Hmong in urban America, and we see Hmong and hear Hmong every day, when you hear them speak Hmong, there's a little flutter in your heart that says, oh, boy, Hmong. Yeah, okay. Our language and culture must be practiced and kept alive. If we cannot speak the language and do not practice the culture, then we become observers and we lose our connection. When we are no longer vested, then it is no longer important. We must keep the basics of our culture. They baby lo chan the judging ya, mon had that lang that ho ya. Tu to la de be sang mo, ya jing ya de be that ya hoi go bell good thing, no game. It will be modified. Our practices will be modified. Every generation, and it is every generation's responsibility to modify it, but it must be kept. History has shown us that the fastest way to destroy a people is to eliminate the language and the culture, as conquerors have done to the conquered people throughout history. Everyone has talked about it here. In my life, I've had the pleasure of speaking to a number of people. And in one of the sessions in which I spoke to after the conversation, a young man came up to me and he said, I want to be just like you. And I said, well, that's flattering, but what are you doing now? And he says, well, I quit school. I got 2 years left in college, and I quit school. And I said to him, to be like me, you got to go back and finish school. because we all need a base knowledge. A couple years later, his dad called me and thanked me because his son did go back and finish school. And then a couple years later after that, my daughter and son-in-law is building a house in Woodbury. We're sitting there in the room waiting for the pre-con meeting like Jeff and I do all the time. In walked this young man that a couple years earlier I said, you gotta go back to school, right? As a developer, that's where you start. He is on his way. We must encourage, in fact, we must demand and pursue education with vigor. If there is one thing that has propelled our community in the last 50 years, it is education. We have moved our community 300 years forward because education was made available to us. It is still the great equalizer for every community, especially ours. Even though the vast majority of our elders have no education, they realize how important it was and encouraged and pushed it. We must do the same for our children and younger generation if we are to stand a chance of continuing the Hmong community moving forward. I understand, in recent history, it has been celebrated that success is not defined by education. But I'd like to point out that the average IQ score for an average American is 100, which is probably most of us in this room, we hope. Every generation, there are those that are blessed to be above that. In this most recent generation, we have a lot of them. We have Bill Gates at 160, Mark Zuckerberg at 152, Elon Musk at 155, Jeff Bezos at 150. What I'm trying to say to everyone here is that most of us are not blessed at that level. So education is still the greatest equalizer that we must push forward. As we push forward, we must be proud to be Hmong. We must infuse our value, our core value, in everything that we do. Bây giờ tao rong xa, bây giờ tao trôi xa ta ta nữa, sao giờ mong lăn chỉ bây giờ yêu lu mong, bây giờ mong cứ mong tìm mong này mong chăng, bây nào mong trong cho. Everyone in our profile of Hmong success tonight enjoy the fruits of their hard work personally, but also adds to the success of the Hmong community as a whole. Mayor-elect Kali Vang Her ran to turn St. Paul around and thus benefiting the residents of St. Paul. But the morning after she won, the state of Minnesota and the country got a little bit of a glimpse into the Hmong community. And I'm sure that if you're Hmong, that morning after she won, we all held our heads just a little bit higher. We walked with just a little bit more purpose. Our elected officials, our entrepreneurs, celebrities, athletes, professionals, our SGU soldiers, our Hmong leaders, our Hmong neighbor down the street, Hmong students, and our elders, we all have a part to play that will impact the Hmong narrative, both negative and positively. For everyone that is in a position of influence, every action that you do is a reflection on you personally and the Hmong community. Many times you don't need a profound statement. Just a simple picture or video on social media is still all that is needed. It has the potential to tarnish and discourage our community or to elevate our community. I implore you, please choose your actions wisely so that these are actions that will encourage and elevate our community. So where are we going? Where is tomorrow? As I look to tomorrow, I see a future of unlimited opportunities, a rebirth of a more perfect and just Hmong community where there's a place for all, a place for everyone in our common prosperity, and a beacon of hope for Hmong in Minnesota and around the world. We are where everyone wants to be, regardless of our politics, regardless of our differences,
regardless of our grievances. If given the chance, we all would rather be here than anywhere else in the world. And that is a blessing. That is a gift that our elders and SGU soldiers gave us. Where else in this world can Hmong children born on the mountainside of Laos, suffered in refugee camps in Thailand, live in public housing in Minnesota, educated in public schools, do what we do today? We are the living manifestation of our ancestors' dreams. Thao sao no na ma guchi moanchi gusang chi lulu do be cholin so tu yao na o zi yao gu ti yao nei o chang yao chao no chao o gusang thao ko van chi ya shao bu gong ye zi phong gong phong mong do me cholin so tu na ma e go me chi sao mo ma mong ge zo sha do me zo ju do me go men tu pe nya nhóm đến nu nhóm đầu mò lũ ở lũ cầu trong bé cho mi tu mi nhon nữa mà e cụ chỉ muốn chỉ cụ cho mua pha lũ lũ nó trong mẹ sư e ô mẹ cho cái món nó mẹ chắc đây mẹ lũ sĩ hở tuần tu bé cộng cụ bao hạt ta bé uy nhon để cho ta chỉ mà việt ta chỉ cho hiong lạ món nó bé lũ mông mua cái rong sa món nó bé lũ mông bù bé chú cái vàng mình món nó bé lũ mông ôm bao số hạt ta chỉ cho hiong tận đây này bây giờ tin nên chăm mong yêu một số tư bây giờ yêu mong bây giờ yêu nhau của số cao lu xuân la số cụ luôn trọc cầu số bây lại hạ tàu hạ ta bây giờ yêu mong ôm mấy số là trâu nữa mà.
It's been a long night, but honestly, thank you. We are coming to an end here. Before I bring back the last speaker, again, I'd like to announce and thank all of our sponsors. The two top sponsors being Lake Country Community Bank and Roshan Corporation. Our founding partners, our visionary partners, our legacy partners, our guardian partners, our champion partners, advocate and community partners, community organization partners, and all of those who have sponsored the table here today. The last speaker tonight is Tong Ku Yang. Tong Ku is a co-founder of Hmong Committee of 100, founder of the Hmong American Political Action Network, and Extended Care Assisted Living. With a background in community outreach and technology, he has held leadership roles in several Hmong organizations and supported multiple local political initiatives. Tong Ku Yang.
Good morning. Nhớ rộng nói ạ. Ổn định là của sáu mươi lúc giờ cho lùm ở châu đó của nã của gì nè. I want to take this time to thank my parents. They fight through the war, through the refugee camp, and we are here today after 50 years. So I'm going to thank to my parents. Ở châu của nã của gì nè. Mẹ nó tôi kể cứ chỉ để chờ cho biết tôi đâu biết chỉ mấy cái nó. Của hai món nó là chỉ của mấy châu này ạ. Chỉ đó nhớ trong đấy trong là chỉ cái tình trạng sự là này trong xã cứ nó mà nó mẹ suốt là tôi cũng bé, bây giờ Tông Ku sinh ra, sở chế là lúc còn họ Hmong Community 100, họ có thể vợ chồng tôi mẹ thuê số tu, cứ cái lúc giờ lúc nhau qua nông cái tôi cũng bé, Hmong American cũng lúc cũng tranh chỉ cho xong, tôi mà nói nè. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. On behalf of the Hmong Committee of 100, I want to sincerely thank you for all joining us tonight as we celebrate the 50 years of Hmong progress in America. This is a story of loss, rebirth, prosperity, and hope. Tonight, We came together not only to remember our past, but to honor the spirit that continues to guide our future. The courage of our leader, the leadership of the elder, our community, and the dream of the next generation. Mon noa, pe lo kong te o ke yu tu pe, mo lo nei ya ta lu. Ha pe lo nei tu ke khu, cứ ya ít tay trao cứ tàu đó biết bù kế, rồi biết bao lúc này ha tu kế bà mình, rồi là giang toàn đề rồi biết tê tu tê kỳ, tê sinh linh sinh sự. 我照着别叫哪叫自叫弄叫猪叫偷叫偷宁，叫都拉都罗都走都接，叫财政生接，叫公户，他叫个的人讲个到公地，操，他多公杯中毛自己叫凶的么喏。To all distinguished guests, community leader, sponsor, and partner, thank you for believing in this vision and standing with us. Your support allowed the Hmong Community 100 to continue building leadership, unity, and opportunity for generations to come. Before we officially close this evening celebration, it is my distinguished honor to recognize the co-founder of the Hmong Community 100. These are visionary leaders who dedicate and commitment lay the foundation for everything that we celebrate tonight. One day, be yourself. Kusa Molusha, na Lomong, recognize the Pelkun Ching Manoa or Molusha, Jalpeja, co-founder, the Hmong Community 100. Cứ cho thơ nên cứ tao cùng tiền khai bánh chỉ hát khai lưu rình mua giàu xa lo lù lòng mong cùng hát dù dù biết dù kế khử cứ biết tao tua nhớ tao tới thì mình cả nó tao cổ trí xong là do trí cho xong giờ nó thọ chơi biết cho founder lê mua bề ra cái nó bố lùa đủ cũ sau sản thà. Please join me in honor our founder as I announce and invite them to the stage. Please join me and welcome Mr. Wayne Thaw Saikao, Chair and Founder of Hmong Community 100. Mr. Wayne also the President and CEO of PNP Cornerstone Holding LLC. Next, Lee Bo-hyung, the Vice Chair and the co-founder of Hmong Community 100. Mr. Xiong is the director for the Center of Hmong Study at Concordia State University. Next, please welcome Mr. Michael Zerba. He's a treasurer and co-founder of Hmong Community 100. Michael Zerba is the CEO and President of Generation Financial Group Corporation. Next, please welcome Mr. John B. Yang. He's a board member and also a co-founder of Hmong Community 100. And he's the co-founder and the CEO of Digital Synergy and the executive director of AABRN and the Minnesota Air National Guard. Next, please welcome Mr. Chu Vu, or Attorney Chu Vu. Attorney Chu is a board member and also a co-founder of Hmong Community 100, and he's a co-founder of Vu Legal LLC. Next, please welcome Mr. B. Vu, or Va Hua Vu. Mr. Vu also a board member and also a co-founder of Hmong Community 100. As a former president of the Hmong Indian Council of Minnesota. Next, we have Zhou Fan. Zhou is a board member, also a co-founder of Hmong Community 100. As a certified public accountant and audit professional. Next, we have Tu Fa, he also a board member, also a co-founder of Hmong Community 100. Tu Fa is the founder of the Hmong Wealth Builder. Next, we have Mr. Zhuo Su Va. He also a board member, also co-founder of Hmong Community 100, and the president and CEO of Care Plus. Next, we have attorney Aduan Xiong. He also a board member as co-founder of Hmong Community 100, and the founder of Admin Law Firm. Next, we have Ms. Ma Zhang. She also a board member, a co-founder of Hmong Community 100, and the president and CEO of Ma's Tropical Wholesale Incorporation. Next, we have Fu Ye Sai Gao Tao. He also a board member as co-founder of Hmong Community 100, and the owner and the founder of Pig Ninja Sport. Thank you. Next, we have Dr. Lucky Va. Dr. Va also a board member and a co-founder of Hmong Community 100, and a general surgeon. And our MC tonight. Next, we have Mr. Duo Hyung. He also a co-founder of Hmong Community 100 and the owner of Hmong Town Marketplace and Pan-Asian Center. Next, we have Mr. Chen Gu Va. He also a founder of Hmong Community 100 and the president and CEO of JB Wang, Lake Country Bank, and also Legacy Funeral Home. Next, we have Mr. Xiongling Ya. He's also a founder of Hmong Community 100. And Mr. Xiongling Ya is the president and CEO of the Hmong Village Shopping Center in Singapore. Next, we have Mr. Kenry Va. Kenry also a co-founder of Hmong Community 100. And he is the president and CEO of Como Assisted Living Incorporation. Next, we have Mr. Norn Ning Yi Wu. Mr. Wu also a co-founder of the Hmong Community 100. And the current president of the Wu National Association Incorporation. Last but not least, we have Mr. No Fu Tao. No Fu Tao also a co-founder of Hmong Community 100 and the director of La Xia Adult Daycare Center. So let's take a moment to recognize their extraordinary service and lifelong dedication to advance the Hmong leadership unity. And finally, we have Mr. Zheng Va. He's a member of the Hmong Community 100. Please welcome Mr. Zheng. Now, to our performer, speaker, and volunteer, and for the entire planning team. As your planning committee chair, I owe you everything. All this happened because of your help. I appreciate it. Thank you. You make this evening come alive for all your sacrifice. So thank you. Your creativity, passion, and the dedication turned this vision into a night we will all remember. As we look toward the next 50 years, may we continue to build, bridge, nurture a leader, and inspire hope in every Hmong home, every classroom, and every heart that believe in what's possible. 我找着家个多工，我给老些人背动呢，来叫菜个多那花了毛的被晒，叫大家自己个多出，炸出家出更的被出来到工给老些。 tua trả zu trả chi rồi bé ô cho nó bé cho khoa cứ gà lú nhà lú cú tua chơ bé trồng mong lú ru cho tua bát lê bát nụ ha tàn cho suốt lời cứ mua phèn chùa lú bát rồi lú công trình mà nó mua mẹ lú công trình mà nó sao lệ tàu tá lo lệ mà nó tháo mẹ cho bé lú mong celebrate bé mong lệ chỉ cho xong ta chỉ bé yếm ba hát trả xã hạt à chỉ cho xong rồi nhà tận đây bé mong yếu đó sĩ công để sĩ sau sĩ ba lúc qua cả mấy lúc công trình lệ mà nó bé hay mong suốt lời. Last but not least, we would like to extend our gratitude, thanks to our distinguished guests, community leader, sponsor, and partner, and especially for River Center, especially for Zach. Thank you a lot, Zach. You helped me through a lot to make this possible. Especially thank for Sarah and Colleen and Julia. You all three have been through with me day and night to make this possible. So I thank you a lot for your help to make this possible and believe in this vision. And especially thanks to More Tropical for the beautiful fruit table. Please, everybody give a round of applause for More Tropical for her food. She's really generous, you know. And I'd like to thank you for everyone to help us that believe in this vision and come together, help with money, time, and sacrifice, and for believing in this vision and standing with us. Your support allowed the Hmong community of 100 to continue building leadership, unity, and opportunity for the generation to come. And looking forward to celebrate Hmong American 100 years in the next 50 years. Finally, at your table, there are a few envelopes. We'd like to ask you, if you share our vision and you believe in what we do and see the value in our work, please consider a small donation to the Hmong community 100 so we can continue our work and better and elevate the Hmong community to the next level. Thank you all and good night. Ochona. Thank you.
All right, we finished. Pay finish.